Hi there, Michael Tilden, EOS Implementer here, with a quick tutorial on the platform 90.io. Now, 90.io is the software that I use to run my business, and also the software I recommend my clients use if they want a place to centralize and keep all of their EOS tools in a single location that's easily accessible by everybody on the team. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you exactly why I like 90.io so much. All right, so you're looking at the platform here. I've logged in, and I'm on the tab over on the left-hand side of the screen called My 90. And right here, this is a very quick dashboard for keeping track of your scorecard numbers, your to-dos, your rocks and their associated milestones, and some quick data on how you're doing. So you can see I've got 3 rocks total, 1's done and 2 are on track. If any were off track, you'd see a percentage there. There's all sorts of customization you can do here. For example, I could do a pie grid, I could do a pie chart. There's all sorts of stuff here. However you like your data, that's how we can make it look for you. That's My 90. Now, here's where the software gets great. Every single tool is over on the left-hand side. So I've got my scorecard. These are my 5 to 15 measurables for every single week so that I know exactly how my business is doing. I've got my rocks on the left here. You can see I've got company rocks listed at the top and then broken down by each member of my team. If any rock is an individual rock, this company tag will disappear and you'll know that that is an individual rock for that member. Moving on to to-dos, these are my 7-day action items. Each one has one single owner and you can see when they're due. And as soon as they're done, you just check them off. So if issue number 5, that's been done, boom, it's checked off, it's done, everybody knows it. Moving on to issues, this is my issues list. So what you're looking at here are my short-term issues. As a reminder, short-term issues belong on the level 10 weekly meeting agenda. And later when I show you the weekly level 10 meeting, you'll see all of these short-term issues are in the IDS section. Now, if I have long-term issues, that's this tab here. And if I click on that, you'll see these are all of my long-term issues. These are things that belong on my VTO so that I can take a look at them at my next quarterly planning session. So those are short-term and long-term issues. Now we go to our meetings section, and this is all of the level 10 meetings that I've ever held. The level 10 weekly meetings are done right here on the platform, so you no longer need to use that Microsoft Word document or Google Doc or whatever you've been using in the past. It's all in one place, and it's all automatically updated based on the work that you've done within the platform. We'll come to a meeting here in just 1 second. Let's take a quick look at headlines, which is where you can add all of your customer and employee headlines, as well as your cascading messages. They can all be added here. All right, 2 more powerful tools before we check out the level 10 meeting. So first, we're going to go to VTO. This is your entire vision traction organizer for your organization. You've got the vision tab here with core values, core focus, 10-year target, marketing strategy, and 3-year picture. And you've got your traction side of the document with 1-year plan, 90-day rocks, and your long-term issues list. So all of this information collectively can very easily be turned in to a printable VTO simply by clicking on the little PDF icon in the top right. When I click on this, I'll choose landscape because I like that better, and click print, and now it's creating a PDF of my VTO that I can distribute to anyone in the company who needs to see it. So just like that, I've got my VTO and it's ready to roll. All right, back to the platform. Let's move now to the accountability chart. This is where you can build a customized accountability chart very, very easily. So no more having to mess with Microsoft PowerPoint or any of those other flowchart applications. It's built right in here, and it's built exactly for EOS running companies. All right, final thing I want to do is take you through a weekly level 10 meeting. I think this is the icing on the cake. This is the reason that I love it so much. Anytime it's time for a weekly level 10 meeting, I simply come here and click the Start Meeting button. I'll just tell it that it's a leadership team meeting and it's a level 10 meeting, and I'll click Begin, and immediately in the top left, my timer starts because I'm into my segue. I've only got 5 minutes for a great segue. Go around the horn sharing some personal and professional good news. And then when we're done with that, we click the Next button, and it'll move to the next section of the level 10 meeting, which of course is a data review, your weekly scorecard. We're going to go through all of our numbers here to make sure they're on track. Now, if any number is off track, this is how easy it is to create an issue. We just drop it down. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create make it an issue right here. Make it an issue. Boom, it brings in all of those great pieces of data. Meaningful Conversations is now an issue. I create it and it's automatically on my issues list for my IDS section. We go through anything on track, great. Anything off track, I drop it down to the issues list. Okay, it's time to move on to a rock review. We're just going to go one by one through my company rocks. This first one, is it on track? Well, actually, it's completed. Number 2, on track? On track. Number 3, on track? On track. If any of them are off track, again, we just right-click and create an issue. Brings in all the pertinent information. Rock number 3 is an issue, and we create the issue. Once we're done with our rock review, we click the next button again. We move on to customer and employee headlines. Anything that's listed here we talk about. If it's an issue, we right-click and make it an issue. From there, we're going to click next, and we're going to go on to our to-do list. What did we promise would get done by this week? Did it get done? Issue number 5 is already checked off. It's done. Next, issue number 2, done. Issue number 3, or I should say, to-do number 3, right-click, make it an issue. It didn't get done. So we create that issue. And then to-do number 4, it's done. Now we're finished. So we're going to go on next to the most important part of the meeting, which is, of course, IDSing our most important and pressing issues for this week. And so here's the magic of issues solving. As we always teach, we never go in order of what they're listed because that's just a brain dump. We were getting it out of our heads and onto paper. And so what we need to do first is prioritize these issues. We do that by clicking 1, 2, 3 in the top right here, and watch what happens here. All I have to do is click on my first and most important issue, then click on my second issue, let's say it's this one, and then my third. And once I get to my third, watch what's going to happen. It's going to happen really quick. It's going to reorder them. So it should be issue 4, issue 1, and then Meaningful Conversations. Let's see what happens. Boom. Issue 4, issue 1, Meaningful Conversations. Those are my top 3 issues. I simply take issue number 1, which is labeled issue number 4, and I'm going to IDS it. Identify that root cause, have a brief discussion, and then solve the issue. Once we've done that, we're going to assign some to-dos. So I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to create a to-do for this issue, and I'm going to say, Michael needs to do X. That's the to-do. It automatically picks 7 days from today, and I'm going to click Create To-Do. Now I've got my to-do, and I simply check off issue number 1 because it's solved, and I move on to issue number 2 and IDS all over again. Remember, we're going to do this as many times as we can until there's just 5 minutes left in the meeting, because when there's 5 minutes left, we need to click the next button, and we need to conclude. We're going to recap our to-dos. Here are all the to-do items that we need to do. Now, look, it says right here, this is a new to-do. These old ones were crossed off, so we're not doing those this week. This old one didn't get done, so we're going to try to get it done this week. And this one, this brand new one, is labeled as a new to-do with a new due date. Once we're all clear on that, we're going to we're going to rate the meeting on a scale of 1 to 10. I think this was a great meeting. I'm going to give it a 10. And Lauren thought this was a really good meeting, but she gives it a 9.5. And anyone who's absent, you just check the absent box. And then before we finish the meeting, this button here, archive all completed headlines, to-dos, and issues. So what that means is all of the completed stuff we're going to archive so it doesn't keep showing up. And then everyone in the meeting is going to get a meeting recap email with a really nice summary of this level 10 meeting. I'm going to click that finish button, click finish, and boom, the meeting is done. And now all of those issues, to-dos, all of those things have been archived, and I'm about to get an email. I just saw on my phone, the email came in. It's already in my inbox. So that is how easy running a level 10 meeting is with 90.io. I highly recommend this platform to anyone who's running on EOS. I hope that was a useful tutorial, and I'll see you again very, very soon.